So I've been at this for coming up on 28 years now. 1997, when I got in this game, I started as a telemarketer in the mortgage refinance space. And then within 10 or 12 leads that I generated, started working into work on my own leads and start working from there. And that's how I got into this, refinancing people's houses, getting them cash out, then working towards helping them buy houses to live in. And then stumbling into the real estate investor. And I got my started investing in real estate myself in 1999 and really started getting going in 2001, saw the crash of 2008. And let me tell you, all that experience, all these deals I've done, thousands and thousands of transactions with thousands of people across the United States, I'm still learning. I'm learning a lot. One of the things I'm really learning, tactics and strategies will change with situations, but principles will always stay the same. There's governing principles on how to do things, and those are what's going to matter. It's not the little tactics, not the little tweaking. I'm finding tactics and strategies are really just elaborate corner cutting. And I know this, we all know this, but I'm learning it as far as not just a learning, but a reinforcement of this knowledge, extreme reinforcement. So we're just on a mad drive to find those who do not cut corners because we don't. We do our damnedest not to cut the corners. The problem is we get just enough information to get so far. And then, of course, enough information to get a little bit further. And then we get taken back another way. And everybody wants to blame us, the lender, on how come you didn't figure this out on your own? Well, people only gave us so much data. So we're trying to really find better ways to gather all the data. So we're sitting in a situation today. Everybody, of course, is wanting to see what's going to happen with rates, where things going to go, what's great deals out there. Rates are so high. Well, let's think about this rates are so high situation. Today is the 15th of July, halfway through July, guys. 2025 is more than halfway gone. The best part of being July 15th, I am on the backside of summer when it comes to Arizona. This Arizona freaking heat is freaking miserable. But we're on our way to getting to a point where we're going back to those amazing days to wake up to. As far as deals are concerned, one of the big problems that we have, as far as the reason why deals just don't work the way we want them to work, at least the way we've been taught that they should work, has a lot to do with the fact that cost of housing is through the freaking roof. Why is it through the roof? Because of quantitative easing. And what did quantitative easing do? It took money from the U.S. Treasury, filtered it through the Federal Reserve to buy mortgage-backed securities and literally buy down your rate for you. And then it got others to come in from all over the globe and put money in. So approximately $16 trillion, according to what was said by Jamie Dimon on stage. He's the CEO and chairman of JP Morgan Chase. $16 trillion basically bought down your interest rates for a period of time. What did that do? It drove buyers into the market. What did that do? Push prices up. Now, what has happened? Look around everywhere you're at. Look at where you're driving around your neighborhoods and your areas, your cities. What's going up? What's being built? Apartments. I'm in Arizona. It used to be neighborhoods being built like mad. There's still some, but not near to the level I see apartments. We're going upwards. We're not going flat and going out. Single family housing, Aaron Chapman's opinion, will be the most valuable per square foot real estate there is because they're going vertical, guys, going very vertical. Why is that? Cost of housing, cost of construction is much easier to do in the vertical world where you're stacking them on top of each other, not when you're doing single level, single families or, bi-level, whatever you want to call it. Single families are not the best use of those materials. So buying houses, especially constructing a house, extremely expensive right now. Why? Because of what happened with COVID. Everybody's waiting for the interest rates to go down. What's going to end up happening with that? It's going to drive the prices up again. Don't wait for that. Let me talk about some deals. I've talked about them before. I've stumbled into another phenomenal opportunity. Somebody's sitting in contract on. Maybe there's a backup offer capability out there. I don't know, but some people picked up a house. It was a burnout. They got for 28 grand because it was a burnout. What's great about a burnout is you get a whole new house on the existing foundation. You don't have to go through as much to build that house. It saves you a lot to not have to build that place that way. The renovation cost can be like 89 grand. You're 117,000 into this. And if they looked around the neighborhood, they were telling me this place looked like a $130,000 house. So if they bought this place with hard money, which is possible, $144,000, excuse me, $117,000, and it's worth 130, they can get 80% refinance to pay off that hard money lender. We can do that on a DSCR for 104,000. That means you're in the deal for 13 grand plus costs. Let's say it's like 12 grand in costs. Your total in at $25,000 on a deal like that. That means you're 19% in the deal, including your costs. That's significant. Well, let's say you get in there and just having a tenant to pay off that mortgage of 104,000 over 30 years is equivalent to $3,466. That's 13% of the money you've invested. You invested $25,000, $3,466 a year averaged over 30 years, mean you're gaining 13% on your money every year for 30 years. The appreciation on this house. Let's say the market just does shitty and only appreciates at 2%. 2%. That's very, very minimal appreciation. That's $2,600 a month on that $2,600 a year on that $130,000 property, which will compound because it's not just going to be 130 the next year. It's 132,600. So it's a compound. You're looking at another 10.4% right out of that. Right there, you're at 23.4% return on investment just in that alone, just amortization and appreciation at 2%. When you think about that. Now, if we're talking about the payment on this thing, depending upon your interest rates, we push this rate high and have like a, $860 a month payment plus your insurance and your taxes. Well, this thing's supposedly renting out for over $1,500. The person after property management is going to see about $280 a month in cash flow on this thing. It's not necessarily cash flow. I would say just cash that you're putting into a reserve. Don't use it as cash flow to go in your pocket. Build that in your business. That is a business. That's a living, breathing, single business that you're running. Put it into that business to build up, to be able to deal with vacancies and maintenance, that kind of stuff. But that's 13%. So you're getting 13% on that, plus 13% on your amortization, plus 10% on your appreciation. You're not even factoring in anything when it comes to your taxes. I mean, your tax benefits. You're already at 30 some odd percent here. What is that? 13 plus 13. We're looking at 26 plus another 10. You're at 36%, 36.4 before tax benefits. That's just back of the napkin math of what this guy was telling me about the deal he's in. The deals are out there, guys. There are deals out there. If you're not looking for those kind of deals or not hearing about those kind of deals because you're not talking to the right people, you may want to give me a call. There's people I know that are doing these kind of things. The thing that's great about these guys, I call them professional corner installers because they're putting back in the corners that other people are cutting because they are cutting like mad out there. It's maddening to see what people are doing. It's frustrating for me to see what people trusted others to do and they're not doing it. I'll pause right there. I'll pause right there before I go off on some things because there shouldn't be a need for somebody to go back and fix some things to get some things to work when they've already promised it'd be done. That's just where I sit right now. I'm getting really, really, really annoyed with this kind of shit in the market. So let's look at the market right now, just so I can get my mind off of that. CPI came in. There was a reading last month, or last time we had the reading of CPI, it was 1%, up. Now they anticipate 0.2. It's actually 0.3. That was a very, very negative hit. As a result of that, look at this. Inflation up, hurts bonds, interest rates go up. We are seeing interest rates climb. We're going to see 7% for the real estate, for the owner-occupied buyer here very soon. I believe we're going to get there very soon. So this line we've got right here, today it's not a ceiling, but I'm going to mark it as a ceiling because it will become another ceiling. And look at this. We have all the moving averages here. We have the 14, the 21, the 35, the 50, the 100, and the 200, all moving averages above our current position. Those are all ceilings. Here's a ceiling. We have our big, big, big ceiling up here. Rates are not going down. So you might want to take advantage of the fact that they're not going down and get in properties while people are sitting on the sidelines and not buying the way that they should. Because if they do, the property values will jump and they don't tend to go backwards. Appreciate you guys. If there's something you need, you want to talk about some deals that I'm stumbling into, call me. I'm talking to a lot of people. I know a lot of folks out there. I'll guide you to them. There's certain steps you need to take. If you're not doing your inspections, if you're not looking at these initial appraisals people are offering you to look at and not really, really analyzing them properly, which you need to call me if you're looking at those. We need to talk about them and understand what you're looking at. If you ever get an appraisal, someone says, hey, here's something we did, a drive-by appraisal, and you're not looking in great detail, you don't know what you're looking at, you need to get on the phone with me. I will explain it. So talk to you guys on Friday. Today, again, Tuesday the 15th. Talk to you again real soon.